bum, 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 bum. Ah, woo. Werewolves of Fairfax. Let's see if I got this right. Let's see. Where's the thing? All right. I gotta close all some other buttons. Close that, close that, close that, close that. So all those things just make everything echo. And the echo will never end. All right. I gotta close all some other buttons. Close that, close that, close that, close that. Close that, close that, close that, close that. All right, I guess it's working. Oh, man. So I had to run home and get all my critters fed. So, oof. Because I'm beat. I think I can't remember the last time I slept. So I didn't sleep today. I don't think I slept yesterday. And before I fall asleep, I was going to talk a little bit about a day in court. It's not my day in court. I just watched. I'm an observer. And that was one of the first things. So I met a new bailiff today who I had never met before. And he's like, "Are you a witness?" And I was like, "No, I'm here to observe." It's like, "Oh, cool." So, yeah, I was just there to observe. Oh, yeah, I haven't even gotten. I just got home. Fed my critters. It's cold out there. So I'm in the man cave. So until it warms up a little bit down here, I'm going to keep my gear on. I want to undress. But I want to warm up. I want to warm the room up by telling tall tales. Yeah, I fed my critters. So I got my girls, I got their corn and the carrots, cabbage, corn, carrots, and cabbage. Yeah. So little girls. Hmm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, it's so when I get home, that that part of the house starts to get you start to hear a ruckus because they know they hear you. They've got the best hearing. They got better hearing than most humans. They knock like, okay, we hear you. We hear you're here. Daddy, 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 come feed me. Daddy, daddy. Bark, 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 bark. Yeah. All right, it's starting to warm the room up a little bit. Oh, daddy, daddy, come feed me. So that's the first thing you got to do when you're gone for a little while. Got to make sure all the critters. Got to make sure the critters are warm and keep their bellies fed. Make sure they're not. Make sure they're all right. Before you take care of yourself, you got to take care of the house, because the house takes care of you after the house is taken care of. The house takes care of you. It's just the thing. It's the way it is. Oh, so yeah, here's my, so I haven't even taken off my boots. Oh god. Old man noises. You got to make old man noises while you take off your boots. Take off the leathers. Oh, and make old man noises. Arr. Get settled in and tell a story. It was cold. And so on the way home, it was first we had flurries, snow, like pretty snow flurries, and then it started to sleet. Getting out here in the west, started to sleet. I forgot I had these on. My readers, old man readers. I'm gonna need these in a minute. I look at the book. Yeah, I got my snacks. Oh. Forgot about that. When you're on the run. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, keep it simple. Some leather. Every time I go through security, when I go to court, I get wanded. And I'm used to it. And they're used to it. I don't wonder why. I would wonder if they did not wand me. I'm just saying. If they didn't wand me, that would be suspicious. I don't know. What was the term? I would be curious as to why they didn't wand me. Like they were just going to let me through? Oh my God. Don't let me just through with all this metal. The boots. Just the boots. There's so something happened where I just had to say, I love the boots. I love your boots. Because I'm wearing boots, right? I'm wearing my boots. You know. And I saw a lovely lady wearing a nice pair of boots, well-worn boots. It's mileage on the boots. I said, I love the boots. And gave a wink and a nod and a smile. Love the boots. All right. Oh, the pants. I'm not going to get naked, but I got to change my pants. Yeah. Put the sweats on. Yeah, so I got all kinds of metal in my pants too. So when I go through security, what I do is I take everything out of my pants. And I put everything in my jacket. Ugh. So once I put everything in my jacket, I can put it in a little box. I got this little gray box. And they say, sir, put everything you have on your person inside this little box. And I say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Security Man. I'll put everything I have in that little box of yours. You always try to make them smile. Oh. And you got to lift up the shirt. Say, I got nothing on me. You don't have to get naked, but they just want to see you don't have nothing on you that's going to harm or maim anybody, cause implements of destruction, cause anybody harm. They just want to know that you're coming to be a participant in the judicial system, because they want to go home at the end of the day, and they want everybody else to go home at the end of the day without being harmed. So I understand that. And they all know me by now. But if I were one of them, I would look at me and say, this guy looks like he's up to no good. No good. This guy is up to no good. So I understand what they may be asking for. And I put my arms up and I let them wave their wand around me. And they stick their wand in all kinds of places. But they're not mean and nasty. But they just want to know, do you mind getting wanded? And I'm like, no, I kind of like getting wanded. It's I feel it's an affectionate sort of, it's a gesture of affection. They're wanding me. They're sticking things all over the place. It's going up and down and put around. I mean, it's like, well, yeah, I showered this morning. It's not bad. I mean, I smell good. You think I smell good? Do you think I mean, and the security guards, they don't stink. They're all proper. They look good. Well, anyway. So today, I was looking into a court case that I was not sure exactly what was going on with the court case. I couldn't find a news story on it. So I was like, all right, I'll go check it out. 4F. So I went up to 4F, and it was a very limited amount of people in the room. It was a very small amount of people. And I'm like, am I in the right place? And I'm looking around. I'm like, am I in the right spot? Am I in the wrong room? But I didn't want to leave to go back and check the docket. So I figure out, oh, pardon. I'll wait it out. It's not even, so it's 10 o'clock. It was scheduled for 10 o'clock. So now it's 10:05. So we're still waiting a little bit. I'm like, okay, well, maybe there's something else going on where they're having to delay the start of this case for some reason. And I said, well, to myself, wait it out. And I'm glad I waited it out. Oh. Once all the parties came in, it became a party. There was a lot of parties involved. And not everybody was from, oh, okay. Let me see. I was in the right room. I looked it up. I was in the right room. It was a foreign individual from Vietnam. And the foreign individual from Vietnam sent a dick pic to what the foreign individual from Vietnam thought was a 15-year-old girl from the USA. That was not a 15-year-old girl from the USA. It was an undercover agent posing as a 15-year-old girl from the USA. He didn't know that. He got catfished. So it was supposed to be a jury trial. It was supposed to be a trial by jury of his peers. But because he was a foreign from Vietnam, it was going to be a difficult matter to settle over here in the United States in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Imagine that. And they didn't want to take it to a federal matter. Why did they not want to take it to a federal matter? Because it was a misdemeanor. Why was it misdemeanor? Because he was 21 and the catfish, who was not really 15, who was some old dude. So the 21-year-old Vietnamese here on a visa was being catfished by some older state agency, the Commonwealth. I'm not sure. I didn't catch whether it was FBI or some detective, but it was not a 15-year-old girl. Okay, it was not a 15-year-old girl. But because he thought that it was a 15-year-old girl and he was only 21, it was a 6-year difference. So if it was a 14-year-old girl, that he thought it was a 14-year-old girl, and even if it wasn't a 14-year-old girl, if he thought it was a 14-year-old girl, or if it was a 15-year-old girl and he was a 22-year-old foreign Vietnamese on a visa, 6 years versus 7 years made a huge difference in this plea agreement. And I'm sitting there, I'm going, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? How many months? No, it's not cool. So he got a suspended sentence, probation, 12 months probation. Yeah. That's your law at work. Even the judge, I thought, oh my God, I was thinking, oh my God, where is it? Judge is like, so you're saying this is only 1 year? There's 12 months, only 1 year. It was this and all right. So this kid, I mean, he's a kid, 21 years old. You're a kid. Kid, what the fuck are you doing going online sending a dick pic to some rando 15-year-old you don't even know? All right, that's not romantic. Is that romance? That's not romance. And I saw it in his eyes. Something catfished him well enough. This detective working for the Commonwealth catfished this Vietnamese 21-year-old boy well enough. Pretty good. I didn't see the detective in court either. Right to, I didn't see the detective. Unless, I mean, there were a few people in there, but nobody really spoke. It was a very quiet courtroom. It was quiet. The whole room was quiet. Very quiet. It was like solemn. It was all about this kid. There was nobody else there. And they looked at me, and I'm sitting back there, and I'm like, the fuck y'all doing? Yo, fucking catfishing this kid? I mean, okay, he's a pervert. Okay. I get that you hook, line, and sinker. I get it. But what's going on here? He didn't know what was going on there. He had an interpreter. So he had somebody. So he has a very capable grasp of the English language, reading and writing and everything like that. But because of how these circumstances, he got caught. He got caught in a catfish line. He's like, all right, I'm going to do whatever I can to not be a felon. Because if it was 7 years, he'd be a felon and he'd be going away. He'd be in jail. And this little pretty boy, no. He's not gonna. He'd be a child predator. He'd be. Yeah, that. Oh, it's a pretty boy. He got God indigestion. God did him a favor today. He had some sort of guardian angel that he's not in jail as a felon, as a child predator. I hope he takes that gift because God gave him a gift. God gave him a gift today of not being in prison lockup as a child predator, going after a 15-year-old girl, showing his dick. Dick pics. And they didn't even go through all the other stuff. I mean, you don't just get to dick pic. Like, there's no 0 to dick pic, right? There's got to be a ramp up to dick pic with a 15-year-old girl who you think is a 15-year-old girl. And it was confirmed. He thought it was a 15-year-old girl. He admitted it. He thought it was a 15-year-old girl. He thought she was an underage girl. He thought she was 14 or 15. And he was 20, 21. So there's a 6-year difference there. But because it's not a 7-year difference, it wasn't, he didn't get charged with a felony. But even though, so the judge took into consideration that he was getting catfished by what was not a young girl, but by someone who was an older person older than a 21-year-old, obviously. But the judge took that into consideration. I thought the judge was about to fucking throw him into Rikers Island. But once the judge got a little bit more information, judge was like, what do we do here? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Yeah, his interpreter was not the best either. So I could hear the interpreter. She was very elaborate with her explanations. So the judge would say one thing. So if the judge said 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the interpreter was like, okay, now we have to go into the numeric system of counting, and then explain the whole 5 countdown. And the judge was putting up with it for a good bit. Yeah. The judge was very patient. Yeah. So the kid got probation and a lesson in life. I hope to God he got a lesson in life and he's never going to fucking do this again, but I doubt he's going to not do this again. It's just my opinion only. I doubt that this is going to be the last time that he experiences a lesson like this. In any case. So, yeah, it seems like this is going to be one of those things that's going to be a life lesson for him.